just pulled in after my trip to West Virginia, and one of the things that I wanted to follow up on were the bags and the luggage. Before I left, I had just gotten new luggage. It was my first experience strapping stuff down. So I wanted to kind of walk through what I have here, show you what I did, and tell you what I learned along the way. And if you guys pack differently, I'd like to hear your thoughts and provide some of your recommendations on how I can make some improvements moving forward. So let's take a look and see what I have here. So I've got two bags. I've got a Thule backpack, waterproof backpack that I've had for a number of years. I packed that full of all my fishing stuff. And then below that, I have a Kreiga US 40 dry bag. So that's what I purchased from Revzilla to carry stuff along. I'll kind of walk through this in reverse and show you what I did. The nice thing about the Kreiga is it's got this top flap that you can stuff things into. I use that to hold my fly rod, and it worked great. I stuffed it in there, cinched the thing down, and it didn't move at all. So I think I had this stuff packed down pretty good. I've hit some pretty good speeds on the way. Check out the recap of my trip, and you can see I hit 75, 80, I might even hit 90 miles an hour at one point, and no movement on this stuff. So here's how I have things strapped down. I'm just gonna untie this stuff for you, kind of show you what I did. I bought Rok Straps for cinching down the Thule, since it didn't have a set of straps. I used 3 straps. I used 1 coming over the middle and 2 over the side. So I'm just gonna kind of take those off, unstrapping each one of those. 1 over the middle, 1 over the side. I kind of crossed them almost. And then 1 here. I tied up the loose ends just like this, just to keep stuff from flapping around. If there's a better way to do this, let me know. If there's any tricks to tying up your loose ends, I'd appreciate that. But real super easy. I just flop down these straps and boom, we're good to go. I can take off the Thule just like that. So there we go, nice and loose. I've got the fishing net on top, boots, waders, and my sling all packed in the Thule. Now I've got the Kreiga US 40. I've got it lightly packed. You can see it's not very full. I'm wearing half the clothes that I took with me because it was cold, but it's pretty nice. It's got these similar straps, but they attach with here. I'll wait to show you when I take it off. They attach it with these clips. So if I undo these top ones, this flap becomes open. I can slide my fly rod out. It's pretty nice. Just set that over here for now. I'll set it on top of this stuff. All right. Also, this nice little spot here. So you can slide like a water bottle or your rain jacket in there, something that you might want easy access to while you're riding. Just makes that kind of nice. Then you just have these straps here. Undo those just like you did with the Rok Straps. And then boom, you're done. I could just take this guy off the bike. Just like that, easy enough. The Kreiga does come with a shoulder strap, which is super nice. I didn't use it, but it's available. So yeah, here we go. So what you have here with the Kreiga that makes it kind of nice is you have these metal clips. So you just take them right off and leave them attached to your bag or stow them, which is great. The only problem is the loops here, the way I have it set up, I just attached it to the grab bars and kind of the luggage system here. Kreiga gives you options to attach them to things underneath your seat so that these loops will ultimately just be hanging off the side. And that's nice, but I don't want to pack my bag directly over the passenger seat. I do want to have a spot for my wife to ride. And when I got home, I did have her jump on the bike and have a seat with the luggage still on to see how comfortable it was. And she said, as we pushed it back against just this section of the bike, it was perfectly comfortable for her just to sit on the bike. So I think I'm going to stick to this route, but I'm going to need to find a more neat way to leave these guys intact. I don't know what to do with this extra strap here, so I need to find a way to neaten that up. Maybe I cut it, maybe I fold it over and bobby pin it down. But there's these straps, and then they can just come right off. Let me reset up the camera and show you this. So these just come right off here. So just gonna take the thread out just like this. Let me adjust this up just a smidge. Take these threads out. There's 4 of those. Let's see, I've got a bunch of stuff here. Again, they got the metal loop here. I don't know if you can see it too well in the video. And then you've got the clip. It has these really nice Velcro keeps for the long sections, so that's really nice. So those are the 2 primary straps that come along with the Kreiga, and I think I'm saying that right, Kreiga. Sounds about right. I just lay these on the seat just like this, as I'm taking all the stuff off. There's another long one. Lay it down here just like that. And what's nice is I took the leads in this case, and I just ran them back up through the keep and bunched all those extra pieces together to keep them tidy and prevent them from flopping around and touching the exhaust. So we got all these guys. Try to move through this fairly quickly. Again, just showing you these metal pieces and the Velcro keeps that are already part of it. Really nice. I highly recommend, if you're looking for a dry bag, to consider this. It's my first one, my first bike bag. But all the reviews I read coming into this said that folks highly recommended that. All right, so I have all of the Kreiga straps off. And what I have left are the Rok straps. And you can see, you can't really leave these on the bike after you're done riding. This is what you're stuck with, and you can't ride around like that. But they aren't too hard to get off. They're just simple loops. There's the female side, boop, just like this. And then you've got the male side, just like this. And then it's adjustable, so you can cinch it down and keep everything nice and secure. I just ran 3 of these. Like I said, I kind of crossed them, so I had pressure over the top on either side, and then I ran this one kind of over the middle, and that was more than enough to keep that toolie bag on top without having any issues. So highly recommend those bags. As you guys out there in the adventure world have ideas on how I could maybe improve this, maybe neaten it up a little bit, maybe make it a little safer for me and a passenger, make sure nothing gets tied up, lost, or broken, post it up in the comments. I greatly appreciate that. So that's bags. I'll do another follow-up if there's questions. There's some things that I could think of, but all in all, I'm greatly satisfied with the bags. In the upcoming videos, I'm going to provide some insight on things I learned along the way. For the trip, I made a couple notes, a couple topics we'll touch on, ride app and the itinerary that I used for both heading into the trip and then on the way home. Talk about the riding modes in another video. I did my first video that was my first fail video was regarding the software update and ignition. I figured all that stuff out for the most part. I'll give you a follow-up on the process that I followed, what I did, and how it's working today. I had some issues trying to figure out the center stand, so I will I'll walk through that process and show you where I was struggling, and I'll learn while I'm shooting a video. Also want to talk about the high beams and low beams on this bike. Wasn't as intuitive as I thought it would be. I still haven't figured them out, so I'm going to learn with you. And I'll talk about the fuel cap and filling up from fuel. And I'm sure there's going to be some other stuff that I remember along the way. But stay tuned for some additional videos covering those topics, and adventure on.